So, an executive producer of the Super Bowl halftime show was recently interviewed, and he revealed that allegedly Jay Z is reportedly single handedly responsible in selecting the performers for the halftime show. This is breaking news, and I'm going to get straight into it. Do we owe Nicki Minaj and Young Money and Cash Money an apology? Variety.com just dropped an interview with Jesse Collins. This is a producer that's been in the music industry and producing some of the greatest black shows for the past 30 years, not only on radio, but also on television. This man has worked with the likes of Easy E, also Donnie Simpson, and on Video Soul, and he's worked on the Hip Hop Awards for BET and several other award shows for BET. He was recently interviewed by Variety.com, just discussing his entire career over the past 30 years, along with him recently winning an Emmy in 2022 for producing the Super Bowl halftime show with Dr. Dre, Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Kendrick Lamar, 50 Cent, and more. There's an excerpt from the article that I want you guys to hear. I'm going to read it to you, and then we're going to further discuss this whole situation because, right, Nicki Minaj was recently on social media, and she went off and she was firing off tweets last week after Kendrick Lamar announced that he was selected to perform at the Super Bowl halftime show next year, February 9th. And then, of course, fans followed her sentiments and basically expressed their disdain for the fact that Lil Wayne was not selected. The Super Bowl halftime show is supposed to happen in New Orleans, which is the stomping ground of Lil Wayne, this place where he was born and raised. He is a native, and he is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, musical act to come from New Orleans in this generation. So I have an excerpt of the interview with Jesse Collins where he basically discussed the process of putting together the Super Bowl halftime show, him winning an Emmy Award for working with Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and everyone else previously in 2022. And he also revealed that allegedly Jay-Z is the person who single-handedly is responsible for selecting who performs at the Super Bowl halftime show, a part of his partnership with the NFL. And of course, his team at Roc Nation is all in collaboration of that. So I'm going to read an excerpt from this and we're going to get into it. And make sure you guys hit the subscribe button or the follow button wherever you're watching this video. I'm DJJ Erica. Get a subscription to my site, djjericapod.com, for the latest news in the urban world, including hip hop, music, and world. Collins eventually became an executive producer and an executive VP at Cassette Productions. After Cassette's death in 2011, Collins launched the Jesse Collins Entertainment shingle the following year. His roster continued to grow from there, adding the American Music Awards, the Oscars, the Golden Globes, to the Grammys, and multiple BET ceremonies. He received an Emmy nomination for The Light We Carry with Michelle Obama and Oprah Winfrey. And other specials have included CNN, Juneteenth, a global celebration of freedom, Martin the Reunion, John Lewis celebrating a hero, Love and Happiness, and Obama celebration, Leslie Jones, Time Machine, and Rip the Runway. Collins won an Emmy in 2022 for the Super Bowl halftime show. More on that in a moment. It's safe to say Collins has had plenty of pinch me moments as a producer for some of the biggest spectacles on. But he still remembers the opening to the 2016 BET Awards as particularly a magical moment. Now, hold on, you guys. Remember, Beyonce performed with Kendrick Lamar at this award, and this is what he's getting into. And of course, we know Beyonce is married to Jay-Z, so that means that Kendrick Lamar is clearly friendly with the Carters and has been for some time now. So let's get back into that. That year's show kicked off with Beyonce and Kendrick Lamar performing an epic version of Freedom with formation dancers on stage filled with water. As Collins remembered, there was something magical about how it all came together. I knew that this was going to be a performance that will live forever. He says, the way it started with the dancers coming up the alleys, which was something that Beyonce's figured out in rehearsal. And then when Kendrick came to the floor and did his verse, and she was dancing with him, they were kicking water on each other. The chemistry between the two was just a connection that you don't see often between artists. It continues. Lamar, of course, will once again be center stage in February with Collins at the helm, this time as the featured act during the Super Bowl halftime show. Get into this, you guys. It says he knows that Lil Wayne fans, well, and Lil Wayne himself, referring to the video that Lil Wayne dropped to the net a few days ago, are disappointed that the New Orleans native did not get the gig. But Collins is confident that Lamar is the right choice. We love Wayne, Collins says. There's always Vegas odds on who's going to perform it. But I think we're going to do an amazing show with Kendrick. And I think everyone going to the halftime show, I know Kendrick is going to work exceptionally hard to deliver an amazing show. Now, this is the part where it gets good, all right? It says Lamar has already been a good luck charm to Collins, who won a Super Bowl halftime show, Emmy, in an outstanding variety special live category, which included the Compton Native contribution. The event served as a tribute to hip-hop, which included Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, Eminem, and 50 Cent, as well as Lamar. Collins has been an executive producer of the Super Bowl halftime show since 2021, joining Jay-Z and his Rock Nation team in molding one of the most anticipated highlights inside TV's most watched event of the year. And here it goes. This is the line. It says, "It's a decision that Jay makes." Collins says of choosing the annual halftime act. Since we've been on board with the show, he's made it every year, and it's been amazing. He always picks right. So that excerpt is going viral everywhere because people are like, wait a minute. I could have swore the NFL put out a statement saying that the NFL chairman select who's involved in the Super Bowl halftime show. Then they bring Jay-Z in, and then he helps to produce it. He has a thought and a little bit of say, but it comes down to votes, right? Just like when people get selected for awards, it comes down to like a group of chairman people, a part of the community that collectively their peers decide to say, yeah, this person deserves a Grammy. This person decides, this person deserves an Emmy. But based off of his interview, it seems as if it is Jay-Z's responsibility as an individual to select who will be performing at this time at the halftime show. Now, he brought us Rihanna. He brought us, of course, like he said before, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, the whole slew when we had the show out. I believe it was in California, Los Angeles. But a lot of the black performers, they felt like, Lil Wayne deserved this position. But the thing is that I mentioned before on my last live stream when I was talking about it, is that Lil Wayne actually found Drake, who is the arch enemy of Kendrick Lamar. And remember, Kendrick Lamar's biggest hit this year is Not Like Us, which is his diss record. His diabolical diss record targeted at Drake. So then we can step off of that, right? And then think like, do the public owe Nicki Minaj an apology, right? Because although Nicki Minaj never said his name, she let out a series of tweets, and I'm just going to say she generally was speaking about the NFL and the politics involved in regards to selecting the performer for the Super Bowl halftime show. She made it very clear that Lil Wayne deserved that spot. But the biggest thing is with Lil Wayne, whether Jay-Z liked him or do like him or, know him or acquainted with him, whether this Drake beef is going on with Kendrick, I don't think Lil Wayne would have been a good selection, even though he's from New Orleans. And it's based off of my personal research on how he's been performing in recent years and recently. I know that he had a festival that was going on. I'm not quite sure exactly how that went, but his previous footage to me was not giving promising to be someone who will be headlining the Super Bowl halftime show. Also, there's been a lot of news surrounding him allegedly stepping off and leaving in the middle of shows and stuff. So I wonder if that was also a factor in regards to Jay-Z determining whether he would have Kendrick Lamar perform or Lil Wayne. We also want to discuss relevancy as well. Although Lil Wayne is a mega rap star, I mean, Kendrick Lamar even gave him his respect and, said that, he looked up to Lil Wayne. All of the artists out there look up to Lil Wayne. It's pretty clear, it's obvious. But the biggest issue here is right now Kendrick Lamar has the biggest record of the year. We can't deny it. Whether it's a diss track or not, the video has 100 million views. And it got that 100 million views in probably a week. On top of him having a pop-out show that broke records on Amazon, which also, I believe, hit 9 figures worth of viewership. Now, when you pull in numbers like that, these are the metrics that they evaluate when they're just deciding who should do the Super Bowl halftime show. Could it possibly also be a personal relationship that Jay-Z has with Kendrick Lamar? We know in the past, Kendrick Lamar has worked with Beyonce, performed with Beyonce multiple times. That could also be a situation. Relationships are very important. And I think that's the thing that we don't highlight in regards to this conversation. The importance of relationships when it comes to business as well is a big factor. But I think with Jay-Z, he still was making his decisions based upon the numbers. Let's just say that Jay-Z doesn't have any type of connection or relationship with Kendrick Lamar prior to this. The producer didn't have any connection relation in regards to business with Kendrick Lamar prior to this. If we sit here and we compare the two of Lil Wayne and Kendrick Lamar currently today in regards to relevancy and music that's out that people can all sing to all together collectively at this time for new music, it will be Kendrick Lamar. Now, in general, we know that Lil Wayne has a catalog, but it's a lot of decisions and politics in this thing, and we will never know why Jay-Z decided to do what he wanted to do, but he is in charge of the Super Bowl. We have to accept that, and if you guys don't like how he's moving, it's time for some of you guys that's out there, and I'm talking about these music artists and executives that's out there, to start making their own moves. Try to put together your own proposal for the NFL and take Jay-Z's spot if you're not happy with how things are operating up there. We can't highlight, we can't just overlook the fact that he brought hip hop to the Super Bowl because there was I don't think there was any hip hop acts performing at Super Bowl prior to him being on there. And since then we've had not only hip hop but R&B. He's not isolating and saying, oh, it's just hip hop acts. We didn't have hip hop, we didn't have R&B. The previous year we had Mary J. Blige, we had Dr. Dre. He was the headliner. He brought Mary J. Blige, 50 Cent, Snoop Dogg, Eminem. All of these people and Kendrick Lamar as an additional feature. We also had Usher this year that performed as well, and now he's on the tour, he's getting his money. So Jay-Z is filling the pockets of a lot of people, but you can't satisfy everybody. And another thing, for you guys to be so stressed out about what he's doing in general, for all his industry peers, like me, I'm just a regular chick, you know what I mean? I'm not rich, I'm not close to no $1 billion. I hope one day I get there, the right way, but most of us won't even see the amount of money this man has right now, right, in our lifetime. But that doesn't mean our opinion doesn't matter. I don't want you guys to misconstrue that. But I'm just saying, in general, we won't ever understand the decisions that he's making because we're not actually in his position. And the thing is, Jay-Z is not really stressing about the people that's complaining because he just opened another business. He started his own sports betting facility called Fanatics, and he just opened that. He cut the ribbon for that, and he just did a celebration with his wife Beyonce, hanging out with the legendary Isley Brothers. He is living his life and he is doing him. He doesn't care what everybody else think. Everybody's on social media stressing over this man about what this man is doing. At the end of the day, all of his bills is paid. His whole fortune is set for not only his kids but his grandkids and his great grandkids, probably 5 generations out. And everyone is upset about it. Now, I'm not saying that nobody should speak about it, but what I'm saying to the peers out there, the people that are like Nicki Minaj or the people that's higher up, that's possibly near his level of peers, it's time for y'all to do something business-wise. Collectively come together and try to outsmart it so things can work out in your favor. And with Lil Wayne, I want Lil Wayne to get healthy. I don't know exactly what his situation. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, he's not well. But the past few years, I've been concerned about myself as a fan. Just looking at him, he doesn't look healthy. And I think that could also possibly be a reason why. This is my opinion. I'm not saying that's factual. I don't want anybody over here trying to sue me. But it's his appearance alone. He said, although he expressed his disappointment, and his disappointment, he basically went into himself and he took accountability and said he's the reason why he wasn't selected for the Super Bowl halftime show. And it's like, he shouldn't have put himself in that position to think that he was in talks of that when it didn't happen. So it's like everybody's going hard for Lil Wayne, but yet he's taking accountability for his own actions. So my thing is, for everybody that's in New Orleans that's stressed out and everything else, y'all should have been planning and collectively putting together some type of festival, just like Kendrick Lamar put on a festival in his city. Maybe if Lil Wayne and the rest of the Cash Money and everybody else was collectively doing something that was highlighted in the news, I think that would have possibly brought him the attention that was needed for him to be picked for the Super Bowl. But I think the ball got dropped when it comes to performance. And I believe that's one of the biggest reasons why he never got selected. He didn't get selected. Kendrick Lamar has been working harder than everybody else the past year when it comes to hip hop. And he's been dropping great music. He came out with his community, and we don't really see Kendrick Lamar, but when he put in that work, he puts in that work. We can't say that he's not a penman. Like his penmanship is out of this world. He's a Blitzer Award winner, something that nobody else has ever had and done in their entire lifetime when it comes to I would say hip hop in general. Did Jay-Z win that prize? I think he might have won that prize. But anybody else, he's like really elite. He got 17 Grammy Awards. I don't know why you guys are acting like Kendrick Lamar is who's a one hit, like some Vanilla Ice, some one hit wonder dude, like somebody that just like came out of the sky and just snatched up the Super Bowl. He deserved the spotlight. He does. Without Drake, without this Not Like Us record, all shit aside, he already did the show before, but he definitely deserved the show with his catalog. He's a great lyricist. He's a great performer. And honestly, I was in awe. And I feel like that the thing that helps to determine him getting a Super Bowl performance was his pop-out show. This man, his performance skill, his stamina on stage, he was rapping the same song over and over, didn't run out of breath, nothing. And then I had to compare his performance to Lil Wayne's performance in his most recent performances. And really, the better performer was clearly Kendrick Lamar. We can't associate everything just with beef. We got to think about it as entertainers. We got to think about the music and what the artist is bringing to the table. And although Lil Wayne is bringing a great catalog and a memorable catalog and, an unforgettable catalog as a lyricist and an MC, when I look at his previous performances in recent date, and compare it to Kendrick Lamar's pop-out, Kendrick Lamar gave so much more energy. So, I just think that probably was the biggest factor in regards to deciding who was picked. Who was more relevant, who has the metrics and the numbers, who's giving a better performance on stage, who's been putting in more work during the year. Who's going to help us make, our bottom line in regards to making money with these sponsors? Kendrick Lamar. And another thing also, he's been different interviews that Lil Wayne has done that he expressed his political views, for one person or another. He clearly made it clear, and it was, certain things that he said I'm not going to say on here because this channel is sensitive. But you guys could do your research. Y'all could do your research as to why the NFL probably wouldn't want him to sponsor. But who knows? Maybe a miracle will happen. Maybe Drake is emailing Kendrick Lamar and apologizing and groveling at his feet and saying, let's just end this beef for the sake of everybody. Young Money, Cash Money, everybody. Maybe we can just end this beef and make everything great. Who knows? Now, in regards to Nicki Minaj, y'all could possibly owe her an apology because this news came out. Jesse Collins basically confirmed that Jay-Z allegedly is the person who selected talents for the Super Bowl. Now, although she didn't say his name, she mentioned several different quotes that people evaluate and could assume or presume that she's talking about Jay-Z. She said, one of the quotes she basically said, one N-word took a knee. The other one took the bag to get all you blankety blanks in line. Who took the knee? Colin Kaepernick. Who took the bag? So it's just a lot of things that she said. And another thing, and I'm tearing this video real long. I didn't mean to do all this, but I want y'all to share your thoughts, but what she had said was denying a black man what he's rightfully put in his game for no other reason but your ego, your hatred for Birdman, Drake, and Nicki got you punishing Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, the GOAT. Nola was good. Eminem stood firm on having 50 Cent come out. And then this is the other thing I highlighted too. It was an interview with 50 Cent, and he was talking about his experience getting added to the Super Bowl halftime show, saying somebody behind the scenes was trying to block him from getting on there, allegedly. And Eminem said, if you don't have him perform, I'm not performing. So we don't know. Maybe it's some other stuff that Nicki Minaj know behind the scenes of why 50 Cent wasn't, they were trying to block 50 Cent out. We don't know, because the things that we are speculating, these celebrities know, but they choose to keep their mouth closed. Anyways, it doesn't seem like it really matters to Jay-Z. He's out here getting his money. He's out hanging out with the Isley brothers. He out opening a new business, betting, gambling business. He just cut the ribbon on that. He's doing his own thing while everybody on social media is in shambles. But I want to hear your thoughts. If you guys like this conversation, I want to hear your thoughts below. I'm just trying to spark the conversation. I'm not going this way, that way. I'm the person that's commentating and sharing my thoughts, a little bit of my commentary, a tiny bit of my thoughts, but I am unbiased in my opinion on this situation. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Do Kendrick Lamar deserve that spot at the Super Bowl halftime show? Do you think Jay-Z made the right decision? Is it any of our business to know whether he's making the who's calling the shots or not? Does it really matter at the end of the day? Jay-Z actually worked his way to the top. So if he's the boss, he makes his decisions, that's on him. Another thing to highlight, I forgot to mention as well, Dame Dash, again, is trending, talking about selling his third of Rockefeller. And he basically was claiming that allegedly Drake DM'd him, wanting to buy the third for $10 million. But he said he never got back to him. He's trying to sell it to this man for a rock chain. Is a grill right now. You feel me? And we know that Drake allegedly doesn't have the best relationship with Jay-Z, and it would make them partners. Now, that would be a crazy chess move if Drake went through and did that. But what type of war would that further infuse and incite? Man, y'all stay here for another episode of Dragon Ball Z Hip Hop Edition. All right, let me hop off of here. I'm going to catch you guys on another video. Make sure you guys hit the sub button wherever you guys are watching. If you guys made it to the end, you guys like hearing me rant and talking crap. I ain't talked like this in a while. But yeah, subscribe. Go to my website for more hip-hop news. Go to my website, djjericapod.com. I know it's certain things I might have missed. So leave it in the comment section. It's like, oh, you forgot to highlight this. Please, I'm not perfect. I just wanted to talk and have some commentary. I'll catch you guys on another video. Bye. djjericapod.com. Get a free subscription. Black people, I'm trying to build. Everybody that's out supporting the hip-hop community, I'm trying to build this free subscription. I want you guys to read. I want you guys to get the full tea. These apps are blocking me from saying and having my full freedom of speech. Please be a part of the community and join, y'all. We're all one. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.